What is going on, the legion of leasers, the army of apartment maniacs? We are on Leasing University Live. We'll open it up to questions in a second, but I want to give us some tools. I want to give us some, dare I say, mistakes, some mindset, and more importantly, a mindset shift that we have to deal with if we're trying to lease apartments, if we're trying to get renewals, if we're trying to drive occupancy, and most importantly, we're trying to help somebody find a home, okay? Here's one of the first things I need you to remind yourself, all right? Rapport, being friendly, being, dare I say, fake friendly. It's kind of a myth, okay? Leasing is not about being liked. I'm gonna say that again. You can be likable, but leasing is not about being liked. It's about staying focused on that resident. What's going on in their world, okay? Where are they living at right now? What's their ideal scene? What's their biggest reason for moving? Far too often in leasing, we think it's all about being super friendly, being super nice. Oh my gosh, did you see the game this weekend? Are you enjoying the weather? Okay, I get it, but our job is not to make a friend. Our job is to help this person find a home. Our job, if they're currently living at the community, is to help them go through this decision to renew their lease, okay? And far too often we think it's all about having a super excited attitude, okay? That doesn't come off very well to the person. They believe that we are being disingenuous, okay? So just make sure that you're staying focused on the resident, all right? Let's talk about the trap of oversharing. What do I mean when I say oversharing? Me too. I've got a dog too. I've got 3 dogs. You want to see a picture of my dogs? I love puppies, right? Like that's not what it is. When you guys overshare about yourself, like you're trying to make a friend, it focuses the spotlight from the resident to you and it weakens the sale. I get it that you guys want to be pleasant. I get it that you guys want to be nice. You can be pleasant and you can be nice, but you need to have the conversation focused on that person. And dare I say, let's say you've got a Great Dane or a pug or a teacup schnauzer doodle. And they do too. Be very careful about whipping out your phone and showing them your pictures of your dogs, because that's not what we're here for. We're here to understand that prospect. We're here to focus that conversation on what's going on in their world, right? With your friends, you can share pictures of your dogs and you can do all that. And you guys might be saying, Matt, I don't want to be a jerk. I'm not asking you to be a jerk. I'm just asking you to take what's going on in your world, what you like, your dogs, your friends, and hold it off to the side, because this is their time. This is their special moment to find a house, okay? The real goal here, the real goal with all of your conversations is to have it be 100% about them, the resident. Hey, because of the fact that you told me you just got a brand new puppy, right now where you're living at right now, you're having to walk the puppy across the busy street. You're really concerned that something's going to happen. I want to walk you over to our dog park first. It's amazing. It's wonderful. And you can see how easy it is to access no matter what time of day it is. Okay? I just made a friend because I care about them, because I asked them about their world, not because I showed them pictures of my teacup pit bull a doodle or whatever the heck dog I have. It's not about us, it's about them, okay? Keep the focus on them. Let me talk about something else here that's a myth, a trap that we get into. And the reason why we get into this trap is a little thing in our brain called adrenaline, okay? What does adrenaline do? Adrenaline causes us to over-explain, okay? Over-explaining destroys your credibility faster than anything else in sales, right? Oh my gosh, your security deposit's $750? Yes, it is. Not, oh my gosh, your security deposit's $750. Well, you know, we've had some difficulties with other residents in the past. We try to be fair on this, and that's the reason why we went to the $750 security deposit. We used to have a $450 security deposit. We had some frat boys living in here. We had red Solo cups everywhere. Red Solo cups everywhere. Somebody even got DJ Khaled. DJ Khaled did an, you probably saw it on the news. Okay, most of the time you can give somebody a simple, a calm, a straightforward answer. When you over-explain, it weakens your credibility, especially when they're complaining. Did I say objecting? No, because you guys know in your leasinguniversity.com portal, which you're in on a regular basis, 90%, 9 out of 10 of the things that are negative that come out of that prospective resident or current residents, this general area of their face that they're throwing at you, man, security deposit's too high. I don't like this. I don't like that closet. It's just a complaint. They're just under stress. They're just under pressure. When somebody's under pressure, when somebody's under stress, over-explaining makes it worse. I learned this back in 1991 when I worked for a company called Sky Fun One. One of my mentors, Bill Kitchen, started a bungee jumping company. I sold more bungee jumps than anybody else. Why? I didn't over-explain it at all. How does it work? It works great. You're going to love it, right? Not, how does it work? Okay, well, there's these harnesses and we've got these carabiners. We actually bought the carabiners from a rock climbing store, but we used 3 of them, so it's triple safe there. And we're going to check you 4 different times. All of a sudden, we kind of seemed like we didn't know what we were doing because we were explaining it so much it destroyed our credibility. Okay? Here's another thing. When we feel threatened and we talk too much, it makes us look desperate. Man, that's a lot of money. I get it. I'm with you. Does it make sense to go sign the lease so you can not have to drive so long down the 405 to get to work? Oh, yeah, it does. Man, that's expensive. Oh, actually, we're priced right. I don't know if you've lived in the Bay Area before, but it's really expensive to live here. When you feel threatened, when you feel like they're attacking you, your community, your price, your policies, your amenities, when you feel threatened, when you feel in doubt, we talk too much. If you don't believe me, I don't know if it's still on the air. I don't get to watch a lot of TV because I'm working so much. Used to be a show called Cops. The real guilty people, motor mouths, right? I didn't do it. All I did was put it in my truck. I had no idea it was an ATM that belonged at the bank. I thought it was free money box. When you feel threatened, you talk so much. You talk too much and you look desperate. Okay, when else do we talk too much, guys? We talk too much when we get excited. And a lot of times you will be really excited because you're working with a prospect, you're working with a potential renter. They're like, I love this place. This is amazing. My daughter's going to love it here. This is great. We just keep, I know, it's so great. You're going to love it. And we talk too much and they start to have doubts. They feel like they're being sold. They feel like they're moving too fast. Man, I love this place. My daughter's going to really love it here. Awesome. That's just what I was thinking when we were talking on the phone before you came out here. Does it make sense to go sign the lease? Yeah, it does. Congratulations. You made a great decision. What happens next? We're going to fill everything out. Typically get that back in about 24 to 36 hours, and then we'll give you a call and we'll work on the next steps of the move-in. Welcome home, right? Welcome home. Okay, when you get excited a lot of times, you talk too much. Okay, here's the thing you guys have to realize. Silence is not a freaking problem. Okay, great property managers don't fear silence. They use it. What do I mean by that? Pause. Allow there to be a little bit of silence. Here's what you have to realize. Your brain moves about 7 times faster than your mouth. Okay, and when there's silence, your brain is interpreting that silence as a 7 times longer gap. You start to feel uncomfortable. Here's what's going on in the prospect's head. Whew, I really like this place. She's really amazing. Man, I could see myself living here. This looks really good. I love the Spanish tile roofs. I think I'm gonna do this. All that can happen in the prospect's brain 7 times faster than I just told you that little narrative. We all have voices in our head. If you're like, if you're thinking right now, I don't have voices in my head, that's the voice I'm talking about. The one that just said to you that you don't have voices in your head. We all have it. But when the property manager thinks they need to fill all of that silence because it's awkward with more talking, the other person cannot make a freaking decision. Be calm, be cool, be collected. Always wait a couple beats, boom, 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 for the other person to talk. Let them talk as much as they want. That's our goal. Talking is a good thing. Silence is a good thing. Okay? What's another mistake that we make in property management? We speak too soon, right? Man, you know, maybe before we leave, I'd love to take a look at the dog park. Awesome! Our dog park is awesome. We've got a lot of fur babies at the community, right? This is a totally dog-friendly community. Jumping in early kills your discovery. What do I mean by discovery? You're discovering, not them, you. They're not discovering that you got a lot of fur babies. You're discovering about them. And you know, hey, before we leave, I'd like to see the dog park. Maybe step one, just a little bit of silence. Because where I'm at right now, I'm right by the dog park and stepped in poop. My shoes smell. I don't like dogs. Never have, never will. Not a dog guy. It's hard for me to say that because I am a dog guy. But what? It's not about me. It's about that person. Maybe they're not a dog person. When you speak too soon, when you jump in, you're assumptive. Assuming in leasing, assuming in property management is a bad idea. Okay? Make sure you're not trying to fill in that space, that silence. You lose control. Okay? When you hold the silence, you gain it. Here's a rule I'm going to give you guys. Just simply ask them, pause, let them answer. Always have this one in your bag. Right? Hey, before we leave, I'd like to see the dog park. Pause a couple beats. Got it. Hey, when you say you'd like to see the dog park first, can you give me a specific example of what you're hoping to see? Yeah, I just want to make sure that the unit I lease is not by the dog park. I'm not a dog person. You will be shocked both in your leasing life and in your professional life at how many times if you slow down, you ask a question, you pause, and you let the person answer the freaking question, where you'll be like, holy cow, I just about put my foot in my mouth, okay? Be careful about oversharing, okay? Sales isn't being about liked. It's not about sharing too much. It's not about all of that stuff that you guys have to deal with. Be careful, slow down. Keep the conversation on that prospective resident. Ask them, hey, what's your biggest reason for moving? What do you want to see first when you get here? When you say you really like the kitchen, can you give me a specific example? Don't jump into what you like about the kitchen. Let that person tell you. That's what I wanted to cover on our session today. We can jump into questions. I'm here for you 100%. I love you guys. It's not about being friends. It's about being professionals, okay? What questions do you guys have for me? Are you guys doing great? Are you excited? Is there anything in particular that's going on in your world that you want to share? Anybody have any great wins this week that you want to share with the group while I've got you here? Was this helpful? Do you guys see how we get in that trap of talking too much?
It was helpful. Can you be sure that we get this recording after it's done, please? Because some people weren't present.
Yeah, 100%. If you want to email info@leasinguniversity.com, or let me get you my email. It's m.easton@leasinguniversity.com. I'm happy to share it with you. I'll send it over. We can have the people that, hi, if you weren't here, welcome. Hopefully we'll see you on the next one, but please, if you guys need anything at all, email me, email support. We're here for you. I love you guys. You guys know you're my favorite. You guys know how awesome you are. You guys know how great your community is, but I know how even when you've got the greatest communities, the greatest people, the greatest properties with the greatest location, it's still tough to lease. I want to make sure that we're not over talking. I want to make sure that we're not oversharing, and I want to make sure that we're keeping the conversation focused on that resident. Because every prospective resident, every current resident's situation is unique. And gosh darn it, sometimes when we just slow down and let them talk, we'll help them. I'll get you guys a copy of the recording. Anybody else need anything from me before I let you go?
I do have one question.
Sure.
In regards to follow-up, I know in the past it's been follow-up until they say no or they're not interested.
Yep.
Has that been updated in a sense? Because I feel like lately we're chasing a lot of stale leads that's getting us nowhere. Any update on recommendations?
Yeah, so when we follow up, the key is in how we're following up, right? And when you follow up skillfully, you typically won't have too many stale leads. Here's what I don't want you to be doing. I don't want you, hey, I'm just following up, I'm just checking in, just calling to see how your apartment search was going, just wanted to see if you had any questions. Okay, that's traditional follow-up. When I use the word follow-up or I use the word checking in, I've established that the rules are, here's what the rules of this game, here's how we're gonna play this game. I'm gonna keep calling you and you can keep ignoring me and I'll just call you forever, okay? If you're at a point where a lot of time has gone by, I'm giving you permission to not follow up. Here's the thing though, when you're skillful, when you're what I call NSO, next step obsessed, every conversation that you have with a prospect, whether that's on the phone or during the tour, you're gonna end it with the next step. That's gonna sound like this. Hey Robert, does it make sense to sign the lease on the 2-bedroom? So you can, right? So you can be closer to work and not have to sit on the freeway for 2 hours every day. I don't know, man. I just got a lot to think about. Totally get it. I just want to make sure I'm clear on something. We do only have 2 of that floor plan left. They're going to go like that. They're going to go quick. I can't say exactly when, but the likelihood that they're going to lease, very, very quickly is extremely high. As long as you're okay with that, I'm okay with that. If we miss out on these 2 units that I have available right now, I'll help you, work with you. We'll find the next best one, even if it's at one of our sister communities. See how they're, well, I don't want to keep looking. You're going to be in a good spot, right? But let's say they say, oh yeah, I'm fine with that. Yeah, I just need to think about it. Perfect. What's a good next step? I'm going to ask, what's a good next step? They might say, call me tomorrow at 10 a.m. Perfect. I'll call you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Again, we are back to back on tours. If anything happens between now and tomorrow and you're like, boom, I want to make sure that I'm not sitting on the highway for 2 hours and you're like, I want this, and you want to make sure that nobody else grabs it, please call me here in the leasing office. Otherwise, I'll call you tomorrow at 10 a.m. I've set a next step. Let's say I ask them what's a good next step and they're like, I don't know. I just need to think about it. Point the question at yourself. Totally get it. What's a good next step for me, right? Well, call me tomorrow at 10 a.m. Right? It's almost impossible for them not to tell you what the next step is. Let's say they still say, I don't know, I'm just really busy, I've got a kid, I got to get to the orthodontist, right? Totally understand. How about we do this? I'll give you a call tomorrow before lunch if I haven't heard from you before then. Fair enough, right? Now I've set a next step. Now my follow-up can be, I can't remember who I was talking to. Let's say it was Robert, Maria, I don't know. Hey, Robert, Matt Easton over here at Easton Meadows. As promised, calling to see if it makes sense to sign the lease on that 2-bedroom. And now I know, because I slowed down, I listened to Robert, I know what's most important, so you're not sitting on the freeway for an hour and a half getting to work every day, and on Fridays 3 frickin' hours because everybody is on the freeway Friday afternoon. So I'm here in the leasing office, 303-803-7372. And then in your follow-up, now you never have to follow up, you never have to check in, you never have to call to see if they have any questions ever again. You can just leave that message as long as you want, as often as you want. Hey, Robert, Matt, a week later, hey, Robert, Matt Easton over here at Easton Meadows, calling to see if it makes sense to sign the lease agreement on that 2-bedroom you looked at so you're not sitting on the freeway. I'm here in the leasing office, 303-803-7372. I'm not following up, I'm not checking in, I'm not bumping anything up to the top. I'm not saying I haven't heard from you. That makes the person feel bad about themselves. That makes them feel like they haven't done something that they were supposed to do, which they haven't and they should have, and that's call me back. But what I found in life, guys, is when you make somebody feel bad, it doesn't bode well for you. So I just want you to leave that same skillful message, right? If you're like, well, I don't know what they were into, it's an older lead. Hey, wanted to reach out to you personally, make sure my people got you all the information you needed at the community. Maybe you have some new availability. Hey, wanted to give you a call personally. We've got some availability that just came up that I wanted to get your opinion on. I'm here in the leasing office, 303-803-7372. So it's more of being skillful in your communication and being skillful in what you say when you follow up. If you change your message, I think you'll find that they'll call you back. They might even call you back and go, hey, I just wanted to let you know I signed a lease over at Terrible Towers down the street. Right? Oh, no problem. I'll be here, when you need us. Right? It's just when you call somebody to follow up, check in, or see if they have any questions, what nobody else talks about, and I'm a dork, I lay in bed at night thinking about this, you've subconsciously set that the rules are you're going to call them forever and they don't have to address it. Right? Now, if you run into the Apple call screening or the please state your name and for the reason for your call, now you can be cool, calm, and collected. It's Matt Easton over here at Easton Meadows calling to see if it makes sense to sign the lease on that 2-bedroom so you're not sitting in traffic for an hour and a half. Okay, let me see if they're available. Bing, boom, 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 boom. You have to listen to that music that you hate, right? Isn't that terrible? That call screening, it makes you feel like you're being judged. I don't know why anybody would have that on their phone. Because again, making people feel bad about themselves is not a great way to go. But hey, they put it on their phone. Then it's going to say, hey, they're not available. Do you want to leave a further message? Do it. Hey, Robert Matt Easton over here at Easton Meadows calling to see if it makes sense to sign the lease on that 2-bedroom you looked at so you're not having to sit in traffic for an hour and a half. I'm here in the leasing office, 303-803-7372. So focus on being skillful with your follow-up. I think you'll find you don't have to do it as much.
The way people rent apartments has changed. Today's renter has access to more information. Today's renter has more choices. The apartment industry needs you. Studies have shown that moving is the most stressful life event. The old sales training, well, it just doesn't work today. I'd like to teach you how to take the stress out of leasing apartments in a way that's meaningful to you and your renters and get you 7 times more leases. I'll show you how the perfect leasing process works. I'm gonna walk you through everything from answering the phone to closing the lease. I'm gonna show you how to determine your prospects' wants and their needs so that you can build value in your apartments. You will learn how to handle any objection or complaint. I'm gonna show you how to connect with your renter so it's easy for them to rent with you. I've taught the best property management companies and thousands of people just like you how to lease apartments. Property management is complicated. I'll simplify it for you. There's more competition than ever before. I'm gonna show you how to be number one. All of a sudden, your career, it's gonna make perfect sense. Even if you've never worked in sales or property management before. And for the advanced property manager, I'm gonna show you how to take things to the next level. Leasing University is a new, simple, step-by-step process that's effective. We're gonna help you become a rock star in property management. I'm Matt Easton, and this is Leasing University.